everybody, and welcome to Fab Tax. I'm Rosemary, and before you know it, somebody's going to be hopping down that bunny trail. So today I have 4 no-bake Easter treats. Now, not only are these treats no-bake, but they are also quick and easy to make, since they use widely available store-bought items that have been upcycled with some simple decoration. They are also easy enough for the little ones to help out with so that everyone can join in the fun. Can't wait to show you, so let's make like a bunny and hop right in. First up are these little lamb cookies. To make, I used some butter ring cookies that you can get at Dollar Tree, and I also believe that Walmart sells. And then also some cookie icing, I bought the Walmart brand, and also some white sprinkles that I purchased from Michael's, and some mini robin eggs. Now those are available pretty much everywhere, and then some chocolate chips. To start, I just took a cookie and then went all the way around the outside of the cookie with a thin strip of the icing before going in and filling the inside of the cookie. This just made for a neater application of the icing. However, they are going to be covered with jimmies, so it doesn't matter if you get it a little bit off. And then I just went back with a skewer to move the icing around and cover in all of the holes. And I just realized I used the word jimmies, which gives away my Philly roots, but for the non-Philly natives, that means sprinkles. Once the top of the cookie is covered in the icing, I'm just going to take it and put it face down into a shallow dish of the sprinkles, and then make sure it's nice and covered. And then I'm going to just take one of my mini robin's eggs and just place it right there in the middle over the hole in the center of the cookie. Next, I'm going to take some more of the icing, and I'm going to just give a little squiggle line on the top of the robin's egg. This is going to be for the little sheep's, the fur at the top of his head. I guess it's not fur. I'm not sure what it is on a sheep. But then just add a few more sprinkles on top. And then next I'm going to need some of those chocolate chips. You don't need a lot, just a couple chocolate chips that I put in the microwave to melt. And then I'm going to just take a skewer and I'm going to just make little dots for his eyes and nose, and then also to create the inside of the ear. So just sticking the end of the skewer into the chocolate and then dabbing a few times on each side. And then our little lamb is ready to join the rest of the herd. To line the plate underneath, I just cut up some multicolored edible grass that I purchased from Walmart. Next up are some decorated shortbread cookies, which I've decorated with jelly beans, cupcake toppers, and also some hand-painted chicks. To make these, I used the Keebler Sandies cookies. Now these are the ones without the pecans, and then also some more of the Walmart cookie icing. Then some of these Wilton Spring sprinkles. These are the nonpareil types. And then for the decorations, I used some jelly beans as well as some cupcake toppers, just the regular kind of cupcake toppers you can get from Michael's. And then for the painted items, I made some paint using regular food color mixed with some lemon extract. To start, I'm going to take one of my Sandy cookies and I'm going to just put an outline around the outside edge of the cookie. And then dip it into some sprinkles again, removing any kind of stray sprinkles that got into the middle, because then I want to put some more of the icing into the middle of the cookie and just securing any edges with a skewer, making certain it goes all the way out to the edge, and then kind of shake it and tap it in order to get a nice even surface. And then as you can see, I just placed some jelly beans or cupcake toppers in the center, and the ones on the end I'm going to just let dry so that I can paint them. To make the paint, I'm going to use some food dye and lemon extract, and the exact combinations for the different colors will be in the description box below. To make the body of the chick, I'm going to use 2 circles, kind of like a snowman. So I'm going to put a smaller circle to the top and then a larger circle on the bottom. And just kind of swirl it around with my brush. I'm going probably about 2/3 up the cookie, leaving a little bit up to the top there, and then bringing the bottom one all the way down to the bottom. And I made this yellow paint by using 1 drop of the yellow food dye and 2 to 3 drops of the extract. And again, these combinations will be in the description box. Next, I'm going to make the grass. And to make the grass paint, I use 1 drop of green, 1 drop of yellow, and again, 2 to 3 drops of that lemon extract. And then I just took my brush and I just kind of painted, dabbed it off a little bit, and then just painted some, kind of vertical strokes up and down at the bottom of the cookie, right around the sides and over the top of the little chick. To make the blue sky background, I use 1 drop of blue food dye with 5 drops of the lemon extract. And then I just kind of, again, painted some kind of watercolory type swirls behind the. For the beak and eyes, I'm going to use just straight food color with no extract. So for the beak, I'm going to use a combination of 1 drop yellow, 1 drop red food dye. And then I'm just going to take the point of my skewer and just dab on some little ducky beak on the side of the top circle. Next, I'm going to take my blue food dye, and again, it's just straight food dye, and I'm going to take the tip of my skewer and just use that to create a little dot, which creates an eye for the little chick. And then that's it. Our little hand-painted watercolor chicks are complete. Next we have this cute little carrot patch of treats. To make these, I use these rice rollers from Walmart, but they also sell this brand at the Dollar Tree. And I also used some of these Happy Cherry gummies, and then some orange candy melts, and also a little bit of Crisco to thin the candy melts, and some skewers for dipping. First, I'm going to take one of my rice rolls, and using a serrated knife, I'm going to just cut the edges off to create a point at the end of the roll. Next, I'm going to melt my orange candy melts in a tall container and use some of the thinner as needed. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I use the colored candy melts, they never melt to the correct consistency for me to work with. So I usually always have to thin them, and you can either thin them with Crisco or coconut oil, or I actually prefer to use what's called Paramount crystals, and those are shown there on the right-hand side, and I will link those in the description box below. Once my chocolate was melted, I went back and prepped my rice rolls for dipping by inserting some skewers into the back end. Then I just got my chocolate in my nice tall container, just kind of rolled it around in there, tapped the edges to get off any excess, and then just stuck that end of the skewer into a foam wreath so that it could, the chocolate could kind of drip off and dry. And so I just repeated that with the second one, and then I'm going to just allow them to dry. And then while those are drying, I'm going to take my little happy cherries. And I also want from these are the stems. So, you know, the cherry part can be your little treat that you can have while you're making these. But I just want the stems off of these to create the stems on the carrots. Once the candy coating on my carrots was dry, I took a bowl and placed the container of melted candy melts in the middle. Then I took the uncovered end of the carrot and dipped it into the candy melts and placed it in the bowl with the wet side up, and then added my candy stems. Once all the coating was dry and the stems were attached, I placed the carrots into a little wooden crate that I had filled with some edible grass. And last but not least are the little Easter cake pop cones. To make these, I used some of the blue candy melts, and then to make them a little bit more pastel, I added some of the white candy melts. And then I also used a little Crisco to thin. Also, some of the ice cream cups. This is the ones with the flat bottoms, the regular kind. Since these treats have a cake ball filler, I chose to use these pound cakes from Walmart, but you can choose whichever cake or cake ball recipe you prefer. For decoration, I used this edible grass that I got from Walmart, as well as these Easter lollipops that I got from Dollar Tree, these egg-shaped ones, and then also these little character ones. To start, I'm going to take a combination of my candy melts and melt those in the microwave. I'm also going to add a little bit of the Crisco in order to get a nice dipping consistency. Then I'm going to dip the bottom half of my cone into the melts, just kind of shaking and tapping off any of the excess. While those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and make my cake balls. Now, if you're not familiar with cake balls, they're basically just cake that has been broken down into crumbs, and then typically you add a little frosting to create a nice moist consistency. I like these Walmart pound cakes because they're so moist you don't even need any frosting. But either way, once they're mixed together, you can roll them into balls that can be dipped into candy melts or chocolate and then decorated as is or put on a stick to create a cake pop. In this version, we are going to place the cake ball directly into the candy-coated cone. But before I do that, I wanted to just prepare my edible grass. I'm going to just take this edible grass that comes from Walmart. It just comes in these great big pieces like this, so I do want to cut it down a little bit so that I can use it for the tops of my little cones. Next, I'm going to remove the tops of my candy-coated cones. I'm doing that by using a serrated knife and just gently cutting all the way around. Once I have the tops off, I'm going to go ahead and add my cake ball to the middle and then dip the top into my melted candy melts. And then add the cut grass directly to the wet chocolate. Then I'm going to immediately add one of my ring pops or lollipops. And here is the little carrot. And also we have the little bunny. My goodness, those things are so cute. And then the little chick. Oh my goodness. You might be my favorite. And then we have the lollipops as well. They look so cute and festive also. And there they are all together. Well, I hope you have enjoyed these no-bake, quick and easy Easter treat DIYs made by upcycling store-bought items. If you liked the video, please remember to give a thumbs up and please share with any family and friends you think might also enjoy these DIYs. If you have a favorite or plan to make any of these, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join the family. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Fab Hacks, where we're putting the extra and ordinary one DIY at a time.